He didn't become strong when people supported him. He became strong when everyone disappeared. At 2:17 a.m., the city outside his window was alive. Sirens, traffic, laughter somewhere far away. Inside his room, there was silence. Not peaceful silence, the kind that presses on your chest. He sat on the edge of his bed, staring at a phone that hadn't buzzed all day. No missed calls, no messages, no "how are you doing?" Nothing. Once, his name meant something. Once, people laughed at his jokes, asked for his advice, invited him places. Once. Failure changes that. It didn't happen overnight, it never does. It started with small losses, a job interview that went quiet after the third round, a business idea that died slowly, bleeding money and hope, a relationship that ended with the words, "You're not the man you used to be." Then, friends started fading, not all at once, one by one. Some were too busy. Some stopped replying. Some only called when they needed something. He told himself it was temporary, that things would turn around soon. But weeks became months. Months became a year. And one day he realized something terrifying. No one was coming to save him. He woke up every morning with a tight chest and heavy eyes. The mirror reflected a man he barely recognized. Thinner face, tired skin, eyes that had seen too many disappointments and not enough wins. He tried motivation videos. He tried pretending everything was fine. He tried blaming the system, the economy, bad luck. But late at night, when the noise died down, the truth came out. He was scared. Scared that this was it. Scared that he had already peaked. Scared that he would be forgotten. Rejection hurts, but being ignored, that hits deeper. He sent resumes that never got replies. He watched people he once inspired surpass him. He scrolled through social media, seeing highlight reels of lives that seemed perfect, while his own felt stuck on pause. Loneliness wrapped around him like a cold blanket. Not the dramatic kind shown in movies, the quiet kind. The kind where no one notices your absence. The kind where you could disappear for days and nothing would change. Some nights, he questioned his worth. Other nights, he questioned his existence. He remembered the promises he once made to himself. I'll be someone. I'll make it. I won't end up like this. And yet, here he was, alone. No applause, no encouragement, no safety net. Just him and his thoughts. And his thoughts were brutal. The mind is dangerous when you're alone too long. It replays every mistake like a courtroom drama. Every wrong decision becomes evidence. Every failure becomes a sentence. He blamed himself for trusting the wrong people, for quitting too early, for staying too long, for not being enough. Some days he hated himself for not trying harder. Other days he hated the world for not giving him a chance. He questioned his talent, his intelligence, his value. Maybe I'm just average. Maybe I don't deserve more. Maybe this is my limit. Fear crept in quietly. Fear of trying again. Fear of failing again. Fear of being laughed at again. Loneliness magnified everything. There was no one to tell him, "You're overthinking." No one to remind him of his strengths. No one to pull him out of his head. Just silence. He started avoiding mirrors, avoiding conversations, avoiding dreams, because dreaming hurt. Hope became dangerous. It reminded him of what he didn't have. There were moments, dark ones, where he considered giving up entirely. Not dramatically, not loudly, just slowly fading into a smaller life. A life where he expected nothing, wanted nothing, risked nothing. Because you can't lose what you don't chase. But deep inside, under layers of disappointment, something still burned. not confidence, not motivation. Anger. Anger at the life he was living. Anger at the man he had become. Anger at the fact that he knew there was more in him. That anger scared him, but it also kept him awake. One night, after hours of staring at the ceiling, he sat up and whispered something out loud for the first time in months. This can't be the end. No dramatic music, no lightning, no miracle. Just a tired man admitting the truth. He was alone, and it hurt. But then another thought followed. He was alone, which meant no one was watching, no one was judging, no one was expecting anything. For the first time, that loneliness felt different. Not lighter, but quieter. He realized something uncomfortable. When people were around, he was always performing, trying to impress, trying to fit, trying to be liked. Alone, there was no audience, and without an audience, he could be honest, brutally honest, about his flaws, his excuses, his laziness, his fear. That night, he didn't promise success. He didn't visualize a perfect future. He made a smaller decision, a dangerous one. If I'm going to be alone, I might as well use it. The turning point wasn't loud. It didn't look like a movie scene. It looked boring. The next morning, he woke up early, not because he felt motivated, but because he couldn't sleep. No inspirational quote, no hype. He cleaned his room, not his life, not his future, just the room. He threw away old papers, folded clothes, opened the window. It felt pointless, but it was something he could control. Then he sat down and wrote one sentence on a blank page. No one is coming. He stared at it for a long time. It wasn't depressing anymore. It was freeing. If no one was coming, then no one could stop him either. He stopped waiting for validation, stopped explaining his plans, stopped announcing goals. He started working in silence. Not hard work at first, honest work. He woke up early, worked when it was boring, learned when it was frustrating. Some days he did well, some days he failed again. Progress was slow, painfully slow. There were setbacks, weeks where nothing seemed to move, moments where old doubts returned. But something had changed. He didn't quit when it got lonely, because loneliness was now familiar. He trained his body, trained his mind, trained his discipline. While others partied, he studied. While others talked, he practiced. While others slept, he prepared. Not because he was better, but because he had fewer distractions. Being alone removed the noise. No comparisons, no drama, no unnecessary opinions. Just focus. Days turned into months. His confidence didn't come from praise. It came from consistency, from promises kept to himself. He stopped chasing attention, started chasing improvement. Slowly, results appeared. Small wins, quiet wins. No one clapped, no one noticed, and that was the point. The comeback didn't arrive like a storm. It arrived like a sunrise. Quiet, gradual, unstoppable. Opportunities showed up, not because he asked, but because he was ready. People started noticing, not his words, but his presence. He spoke less, moved with certainty, worked with intention. The same people who disappeared once, some came back. He didn't hate them. He didn't chase them either, because by then he understood something most people never do. Loneliness didn't break him, it built him. It taught him self-reliance. It taught him discipline. It taught him clarity. He learned how strong he could be when he stopped depending on applause, how dangerous he became when he stopped needing approval. Being alone forced him to face himself, and instead of running, he stayed. That's where the strength came from. Not from motivation, not from luck, from endurance. Today, he still walks alone sometimes, but it doesn't scare him anymore because he knows if life ever takes everything away again, he won't lose himself. And that is real power.